An invitation for everyone today, and that's to take a look at the last 8 months since September 2019 of your life. Because I feel like we've been all joined in birthing of sorts. We're all spiritual midwives for each other. And what I'd like us to take a look at is what has been building since early September 2019. That's when it would have first become overt. Obviously, the little stirrings and the quickening was already happening before then. But it would have become a stark contrast. Something would have begun to emerge in your life at that time that as the end of the year grew closer, there would seem to have been a strain or a stretch in many areas. And those are the areas that we were being asked to shake free of. Dependencies, false comforts, ideas about ourselves, limiting beliefs from the past. And it feels like a wonderful time as we're entering this 9th month to settle deeper into this experience of being a spiritual midwife and giving birth to a new way of relating to ourselves and the seeming world around us. This new window on the world that's being invited needs first to be washed clean of all old conditioning and past thoughts so that we can meet this vista with the vision of the Spirit for all that is coming towards us. Where you place your faith. Did you build your house on sands that were shifting or on, the good steady rock? That's the Bible passage he was reading. And then he said, "You are the house." And I started thinking of life as a house. Remember that movie that we watched?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the epitome of what everyone's going through right now. Their old way of relating and being is completely falling asunder. Just as if you had a life-threatening diagnosis, which the lead character has. And the interpersonal relationships require a complete shift, but they also require an acknowledgement of, true empathy, what might have been called tough love from the father with the son, just to join in that reality check of what's valuable, like prioritizing presence rather than, procrastination, and present moment joining. And I just felt like the depth and the intimacy of that movie was something that could be valuable to share with people. Because it's not a movie about things working out well for people according to the traditional way that our Hollywood movies work out. It's about it working out well in experience and heart opening and allowance and acceptance, and then huge chunks of really good, pure, honest to God forgiveness as well. So I just felt like that would be my movie recommendation of the day for anyone who perhaps, even if you've seen it before, actually would like to watch or rewatch, is Lifeasahouse with Kevinklein. And it is, in essence, a very mainstream movie, so you can watch it with anyone, but it really does provoke deep joining and an intimate discussion, and at least an emotional catharsis that could be very beautiful for many people at this time, of release of old expectations of ourselves and the world and our families and our friends, and how we thought life was going to be and how we hoped life was going to be, because you won't have any resilience if you can't release yourself from that. I worked in a stroke unit years ago where I was in the rehab department helping people who'd had strokes or knee operations or hip operations regain mobility and their ability to interact with the world, physically, speech, everything. And those that tethered to the past and were constantly referencing how it used to be for them and were trying to get back to a previous state, always found things disheartening and belittling and strange and a strain. And only those who absolutely relinquished how they used to be able to operate before and simply embraced what was possible now could flourish. And I watched them, and it was a marked difference in experience between the two types of people, or the two attitudes rather, of people when they went into rehab. And those who flourished, at least in their own experience, were always the ones with the second attitude, always the ones who were just available to what was possible now, with an open, light-hearted nature. It doesn't mean that frustrations don't come because there's an idea that you would like to do more. But if you can delight in everything that is given for you now, then that is the state of awareness and expansion that grows rapidly. And the other, where you push and pull and force and try and conform to an idea of something which is just hypothetical. It wasn't even really like that in the past anyway, for most people. The I used to be like thing is very rose tinted. And really embrace what is wonderful about sitting still, what is wonderful about moving slowly, what is wonderful about not knowing, what is wonderful about embracing uncertainty, because it's a relinquishing of expectations and a complete openness to an expansive, totally different, possibly totally wonderful new experience. If you use your past frame of reference, no matter how good you think your life has been, you're actually very much limiting your experience of what can come to you now, because you're marginalizing it by using that filter of the past. So yes, Life as a House with Kevinklein. A really wonderful film for helping you accept that it wouldn't be better if things were different. It would be definitely a better experience if you released all expectations of yourself and others.